On the 10th day of Christmas, Rob Top gave to me Sank by Waterbound, Molten Gear by Noble Boy, Molten Core by Janitor, Twisted Titanium by Hybrid, Infinite Abyss by G-Boy, Molten Mercury by Hybrid, Tech Manifestation by Player Slim, Stasis by O'Regan, The Flawless by Finn, and Incipient by Jenkins GD. The idea of a cube-only Extreme Demon isn't exactly the most revolutionary one, of course. There's plenty to choose from, whether it's from the old school brutal nerve test that is Marathon, to maybe something that could be more like your first Extreme, like 6 of a 6. Thing is, most players tend to gravitate towards a certain cube-only level in the top 250, that of course being the level Dump, which is okay. It's not a bad choice at all, but I think I can offer you one that's far more interesting. If you look just a little higher up, you'll see the level that we're going to talk about today. Yes, that's right. Welcome to the 12 Demons of New Zealand Christmas, and this video is about the level Sank, a completely solo project made by the creator Waterbound, who might actually be more of a player if you look more into them, but nonetheless, Sank is their first real attempt at making a solo Extreme Demon, which is fantastic. It's a nice peaceful ocean themed level where you rise up from the depths and then eventually you sink because the level goes black. Maybe this is the real sink because you sunk your way down, but then there's also a level called Sunk, so this is Sank. Name kerfuffle aside, it's a charming little level that was inspired by Dump and Desync. It's quite simplistic and it isn't very in your face about anything. It's super chill and relaxed, especially the object count. I mean, like, come on, if you're lagging on this, like, you're running on a bag of fucking lemons. Other stats about this level is rated with a star rating, is placed at number 180 at the time of recording, and is 1 minute and 28 seconds long. With all those objective stats out of the way, let's talk decoration. Now, as I said earlier, the decoration in Sank isn't very complicated. It's very simplistic and the whole level is super peaceful and calming on the eyes, taking things slow, using as little objects to create these sorts of objects. It's also split into 3 distinct sections. Let's start pre-drop. It has you on the seafloor with much darker blues and rocky structures with these flower objects that give this environment of treading on the ocean floor until your immersion is immediately broken when you look into the background and you see these fuckers in there. If you didn't see them before, now you're going to see them every time you go through the level. Thank you, Waterbound, very cool. Also, this is the most just simplest thing to kind of nerd out about, but I love how Waterbound made these like animated kelp block things with this like little moving object. It's so cool. Every time I'd be in this part and the last part, I would pay attention to these little kelp things just kind of moving up. It's just genius, really. Now, between the parts, you actually go into this little bright blue sort of watery cube copter bit. These parts kind of just serve as transitions into the next parts and also just a way to throw in some slightly interesting cube gameplay rather than just timings. The second part shows that you've surfaced a lot higher. Still deep under the water, but you're swimming with the fishes now, and it's a really nice drop part. Even though the whole level is only like 1x speed and the song is quite loud, it still feels like it fits really well. I do also really like the subtle waterfall effect thing in the background. It just adds some depth and I just really like it. The final part has you near the surface and hopping between more like man-made structures, wooden beams, metal fans and stuff like that. Something you're playing towards the end of the level, and it's super vibrant looking. I mean, you're higher up than the water, of course. And yeah, I don't know, I just really like how this level looks. Like, despite it only having under 30,000 objects, some of them were just kind of pissed away in little secrets, which I'll talk about in a few seconds. It's just so nice, and it's just like, it does so much with so little, and I kind of love levels like that. There's this and another level called To the Blue Moon, which does something sort of similar. I want to talk about that level another time. It level's gorgeous. Both really simplistic looking. They don't really do much, but they look gorgeous. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about the decoration. Another thing that's in the level is that there's text that appears whenever you die to certain clicks. Yeah, there's like a bunch of different sort of clicks like that. One of them being at 34% at this red orb. And the funny thing is that this text is only here because of me, because I whined so much about this red orb to one of my friends that they told Waterbound about it, and he added this art at the start of the level for about 5 minutes, just slandering me, which is like, what the fuck? But also has now permanently added this text saying lol every time you die to this red orb. So if you ever die to this red orb from 0 and this text says lol, just know this is because of me. Other secrets outside of the level in the editor include this text up here that says hi, and all 3 of the end screens for the level Sink, Sunk, and Sank, which is kind of silly. Another thing is that after I beat this This level got updated to now have a victors list in the end screen, and my name was there in bright blue ass letters, so anyone for the past month could have done a practice run on this level and figured out that I beat it. Almost ruining the secret surprise aside, this level is just so nice looking and I absolutely love the decoration. I think it'll score an 8 out of 10 because the vibes are just fantastic. It really is really good. It's been a really long time since I've played a raw timings level, but also I haven't really played one this difficult before. Let me start by saying the pre-drop is probably the hardest part, and you'll see why I say probably later. Now, of course, because the level's only cube and it's also only in one speed for most of the time, you're going to see a lot of repeat timings. But in the pre-drop, I'll just mention a couple clicks that really trip me up, which is this series of 4 clicks or something, like at 14. These really trip me up. It's not exactly the series itself, it's just that last jump. Getting through that gap after doing those clicks, you had to get in a nice rhythm. And then also in the pre-drop is this infamous 23 dash orb. Oh my days, this dash orb is absolutely, it's something. Also the blue orb right after that dash orb, it really tripped me out. Like, I think it's just mostly because the dash orb is such a hard timing that you pass it and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta do it this time. Oh, and you've died. And also, if you want to count this as the pre-drop, this first gap in the first cube copter where it says woke every time you die there, it's just, oh my god, that gap's also hard. It's killed me a million times. I literally call it the woke click because of the stupid tech. Yeah, so like these bits are just really hard and they'll keep you stuck in the pre-drop for a long time. It does get really consistent after a while. You get to a point where you can pass it probably once every 10 to 20 attempts. Now, the first half of the drop is considerably easier than everything else. Not to say it's an absolute walk in the park. As I mentioned, this red orb at 34 is absolute shit nasty and it's killed me a million times. But also other notable clicks, there's this click at 47 that you have to click quite early for, otherwise you're just dead. And also this blue orb at 49 tripped me up quite a lot too. But other than those clicks, this part's really manageable. It's a really fun and satisfying part because all the clicks are really different from each other and it's kind of cool. But okay, let me actually talk about this part. Now, I did say the pre-drop might be the hardest part, but the mini cube either beats it or is really close in my opinion. Most of the clicks in this mini cube are like alright, they're pretty hard, and then just there's a couple of them that are absolute batshit insane. This dash orb at 67, this red orb at 69, more than I'd like to admit, and then there's this shit at 71 to 73. Oh my god, bro, what are we doing? This series of clicks going between these spike gaps is absolutely ridiculous, and it's the biggest choke point in the level in my opinion. So honestly, just because of this stupid little section and a couple of these clicks, this mini cube ends up being really hard and is probably why you'd maybe consider this the hardest part, but again, it's a really close tie for me. After passing the gates of hell, there's just a few more of these black orb clicks which also kill me more than I'd like to admit. But then you end up at the last stretch where you change back to a big cube, and this part is really straightforward, it's really easy, but it's really chokeable as well. And I died past Squidward about 3 times, 2 of them being 86, which we don't want to talk about those. And honestly, the last sort of hard thing in the level, I'd say, is the first gap in the last cube copter. It gets really consistent. Now, my overall opinion on the gameplay is very strange. I do like it. The level plays nicely, and it's very satisfying to pull off, but honestly, I just wasn't a big fan of this balancing with the stupid pre-drop and the ending-ish. It was just kind of a drag from zero. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying this was bad. I'm just saying I think its weakest point is its balancing. So I'm going to give the gameplay a score of 6 out of 10. It might be harsh. So subjective experience. Yeah, Sank was strange for me because I never hated this level, never have, I always liked this level. But also I found myself really not wanting to play it at times. There were times where I just really didn't want to touch this level. I would just rather do anything but play this level for no reason. I don't even hate that fucking level. It's just, I don't know. But it was never the level's fault. I never blame the level on this. Like I said before, I think this level's weakness is the balancing, the pre-drop and the mini-cube being so hard. It's so numbing from zero and very hard to persist through because you'd pass the pre-drop and you just think, right, so am I going to die to 67, 69 or 72? Which is it going to be? But you know, I'm glad I pushed myself to finish Sank because other than the balancing, this level's fantastic, and I just want to show off this level because not many people know it. This level it has 7 victors. And if anyone wants to try a cube only level or just a timings level in general at this like level of difficulty and just want something kind of fun to do, I'd recommend this. And I'd say overall experience and enjoyment for me, 7 out of 10. And yeah, that's about wraps for all you need to know about Sank. And now you'll watch the worst completion attempt I've ever fucking had on a level. You'll see, bro. Oh my god. It might be a hard dash orb, guys. I'm not quite sure. I think 157 deaths there might be telling something. Are we gonna make it 158?
Oh, I did the wrong.
Because I'm the best. That was so undeserved. What the fuck? It's as shrimple as that. It's as shrimple as that, bro. It really is. It's so shrimple. Oh my god.
Dude, you were so close to the spike.
That was the most undeserved completion of all time. You saw everything I just did there. Wait, my name's there. What the fuck? I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. Everyone named John. Okay, thanks, bro. And Jesus Christ. Yeah, shout out to Jesus Christ.
Bro, you were so low on that last.
Dude, I was.
That goes in an X showcase, bro. I clicked as late as possible on every click and set. That's all my attempts. There's no copies, as you know. So that's everyone. 18,276, which is nice.
Okay. Oh my god.
Wow! Oh my god! That came out of nowhere. Just pulled that out of my asshole.
Good, bro. That's good.
Oh!